Hello, good day everyone. Today we'll talk about building information modeling in general and AECOsim Building Designer in particular. AECOsim Building Designer is a building information modeling solution by Bentley Systems. Now the definition of BIM is still being developed by the industry. Few things that we can assert at present are that BIM is not a static model, it is a process that a project undergoes through its various stages. And the I in BIM is of great significance because the intelligence of the model depends upon the information and the data that we embed into it. There are some misconceptions about BIM that are prevalent in the industry today. So let's talk about what BIM is not. BIM is not a synonymous with a particular software application. BIM is essentially a concept, and the software is a mere implementation of that concept. Secondly, some people might think that BIM is another form of CAD, which is not the case. There is a very clear-cut dividing line between CAD and BIM, and we'll discuss that in the next slides. Then 3D modeling, of course, is a part of BIM process, and it helps in visualization, but the 3D model of a BIM project is an information-rich model with intelligent metadata embedded into it. Now coming to the dividing line between CAD and BIM. A CAD drawing is essentially a composition of unintelligent lines and fills. The software itself has no idea whether a particular line represents an edge of a wall or an edge of a beam. There is no inherent meaning in the line itself. Whereas a BIM project, the software knows that whether a particular element is a beam or a wall and how it is supposed to behave in its context and its environment. If you have worked on a CAD project, you know that a CAD project is essentially a collection of drawings that we put together to form a project. The drawings are not intelligently linked to each other. That is, we make a change in the elevation. It doesn't get reflected in the related plans and the sections. So there's a lot of rework involved in transferring that change in all the related drawings. Whereas in case of a BIM project, we are working on a central model, and the drawings are automatically generated from the model. That is, drawings are just a byproduct of the central model that we are working on. We are not working directly on the drawings as far as design is concerned. So any design change that we make in the central model is reflected in all the relevant drawings. AECOsim Building Designer is a complete BIM solution by Bentley Systems. It has tools for all the disciplines that are involved in a building project. That is, we have it encapsulates architectural, structural, mechanical, and electrical design tools for all the consultants that are involved during the design process. And it has some additional integrated features which are very critical to the industry today, like clash detection, 4D simulation, energy analysis, and computational design capabilities. So all these are available in a single install. That is, it's one package that you're getting all these features. MicroStation is Bentley's flagship CAD software, and ABD is based on top of it, which means that complete functionality of a powerful CAD tool is available at your disposal while you're working on AECOsim. Will not actually need any other CAD software or for CAD specific tasks. Bentley had separate packages for all the different disciplines that consultants work on in a BIM project. Now all these are available in a single package and can be loaded or unloaded as per requirement. So now it's safe to say that AECOsim Building Designer is a one-stop solution for a building project. AECOsim has tools for all the stages that a building goes through in its life cycle. That is, starting from the concept design to construction documents and beyond, to delivery of the projects and facility management tasks. We'll go through them one by one. Let's start with the concept design. Generative Components is a computational design tool which is available as a standalone application as well as an extension of AECOsim Building Designer. It enables us to explore infinite options and what if scenarios. We can make such changes in real time, which otherwise would take hours or even days to get accomplished. Here we see a typical doubly curved structure consisting of triangular panels. Now, in order to work out the precise angles at which the panels are connecting with each other and at various degrees of the curve, you need a design tool. This is just one of the scenarios where generative components comes in. We'll see how it helps in this scenario. We'll cover this tool in depth in the next part of this series. This is an illustration of a space-framed structure based on a doubly curved surface. The exact curvature of the surface can be controlled using the control points, and you can see in real time that the effect gets propagated to the mullions and transems that form the beams of the structure. On the lower left corner, you see the rendering preview window, which gives you the real-time visual feedback about the amount of sunlight being admitted inside the structure and the effect of shadows, etc. On the lower right corner, we have the control panel having the sliders for all the design variables. So changing the spacing of the beams or their width and depth values is as good as moving a slider. As you can see, the effect of changes in real time on the model. Let us say that you have finalized the piece of land for your building project and made a list of requirements on a spreadsheet. That's all we need to get you started on AECOsim Building Designer, as it enables you to visually place the areas of your requirements in the form of spaces. These spaces are the threshold points for your building information data and elements. Here we have an illustration of space planning tool of AECOsim Building Designer. We can import the spreadsheet directly into AECOsim and map the fields of spaces and areas. If you have scanned an image of a hand-drafted sketch, you can use that as a reference and start creating a layout by simply dragging and dropping the spaces from the list. The software takes care of the dimensions by keeping the program areas intact. That is, if you change the width, the length is adjusted automatically so that program area is kept intact. You can also change the program area and customize the shape of the space by inserting and editing the nodal points. Once you have placed all the spaces and created a layout, you can simply select all the spaces and convert them into building elements in a single click. Like here, we can select the type of wall from the building catalog and assign those walls to spaces. Now you have walls as actual building elements, which can be independently edited while maintaining their parametric relationship with the spaces. Like for instance, if you move a wall to the left, the space associated with the wall updates their areas. You can also change the properties of a particular wall, which can be later on scheduled in the reports. AECOsim solar analysis tool enables us to study the effect of shadows and sun rays on the building. We can create color-coded thematic maps on the model based on daylight factors and solar intensity. AECOsim Building Designer has an intuitive interface. On the left-hand side, we have the task pane, which contains the tools for various disciplines like architecture, structural design, HVAC, and electrical design. These tools can be loaded or unloaded as per the requirement. For example, if you are going to work only on the structural design, then you can unload all other disciplines and keep the structural tools loaded. AECOsim works on a federated approach and uses the references of various disciplines to create a master model. You can control the properties of individual references independently, like their visibility, etc. Let us start by taking a look at some of the architectural tools. As we know that AECOsim is based on top of MicroStation. So MicroStation standard push-pull solid and surface modeling tools are available for conceptual stage. Then we have the space planning tool, which we have already discussed. It enables us to import spaces from room and area data in an Excel spreadsheet and track those spaces throughout the life of the project. So together with computational design capabilities using generative components, we have a very powerful set of tools for concept stage of a building. This is important because all the major decisions are made during the initial stage of a project, and any design decision taken during this stage has the maximum impact. Then we have a rich library of parametric building content like walls, slabs and roofs, doors, windows and curtain walls, stairs and handrails. In addition, there are tools for furniture, fixture and equipments, for casework. All these objects are intelligent and can be tagged and scheduled based on the information in the model. Here we have an illustration of interior layout of a building. We can select the type of wall we want to use from the catalog dropdown and start placing the wall in one of the views. You will notice an auxiliary plane attached to the cursor. This feature is called AccuDraw and enables you to do precise modeling not only in orthographic views but also in 3D views. You can use heads-up dimensions to enter exact distances. Whenever you select an element, the software provides you with dimensions based on its context. These dimensions can be modified to manipulate the object. The side offset tool enables you to draw a parallel wall at a distance from the position of your cursor. This is useful while modeling the circulation spaces like corridors. One notable thing about a BIM software is that you don't draw, you design. That is, software takes care of the drafting for you. For example, while placing a door, you simply decide the type and location of the door. The line work like door swings and panels is automatically created by the software. After placing all the doors on a floor, let us assume that you decide to edit a particular set of doors. For this, you can use the Data Group Explorer, which includes the schedules and quantities for all the elements in the model. You can change the properties of the elements from within the schedule, and those changes get reflected back into the model. For instance, in this case, we have changed the height of few doors and turned them into glazed panels from solid panels. So this feature of being able to make changes to a number of elements simultaneously saves a lot of time. We have a rich library of components like furniture and fixtures that is shipped with the software application. But if you prefer to download BIM content from a website, the software allows you to do that. Bentley products support all other significant formats that are prevalent in the market today. So you won't face any difficulty in importing any other format into your project because interoperability is one of the pillars of all the products of Bentley portfolio. Ability to convert simple line work into building elements is another unique feature of AECOsim. Like here, the software allows you to choose a building element from the catalog and then pick a 2D or 3D line or arc to convert it into a BIM element. And in the mechanical tools, we have HVAC tools for placing rectangular, round, or oval duct. You can even model your ductwork in a single line mode and then convert that into a 3D model. The sizings of the ducts are completely parametric, and the fittings are automatically inserted whenever there is a change in the direction of the ductwork. You can even model the insulation on the ductwork if there is a requirement. Of course, there is a more to mechanical modeling than ductwork. There are libraries of parametric cells for air handling units, fans, VAV boxes, grills and diffusers, etc. Now, let us look at some of the structural tools. AECOsim Building Designer includes concrete, steel, and timber sections. Tools for columns and beams allow you to create tapered sections as well, and many other parametric structural tools like braces, tools for the creation of pile and pier foundations, spread footings, tools for the creation of concrete slabs and metal decks in order to create composite slabs, tools for creation of trusses, bar joists, and joist girders, steel section profiles for over 20 international countries, and automatic cutbacks and copes. AECOsim Building Designer has both physical and analytical modeling tools, and most importantly, the model can be round-tripped with analysis tools such as RAM and StatPro. Here we have a structural frame of a building. Let's say that we want to create a radial beam around the central steel column at the front entrance. We can start by creating the necessary line work of arcs using standard microstation tools. Then we can simply convert these arcs into steel section beams using the place beam tool and selecting a suitable section from the catalog dropdown. The software even allows you to place tapered structural members. For example, in this case, you can place tapered radial beams running from the central column to the outer ring beam. You can specify the dimensions of the cross section of each end in the catalog properties of the element. Industry standard tools of microstation like rectangular and polar array for modification of elements are available at your disposal. If you copy the vertical beam along the profile of the outer ring beam, the software automatically adjusts the length of the beam along the curve to create an intelligent structural system. You can even create your own custom structural elements based on some custom shapes. The software allows you to extrude custom shapes into solids and then apply the catalog properties and path information to that solid. This way, the solid gets converted into a BIM element like a slab or a roof and can be accounted for in the schedules and quantity takeoffs. In electrical modeling tools, we have cable management tools based on online calculations and design rules. The design rules can include maximum length, maximum number of devices, and maximum load, etc. Then we have circuiting tools, wherein users can define their own custom wire types and breaker types. AECOsim generates panel schedules and allows you to track the panel circuit loads. Symbol placement tools are intelligent enough to connect the tags and labels with actual properties of the elements in the schedules. So any change in the properties is dynamically reflected in the symbols. While placing symbols for elements like smoke detector and speakers, etc., AECOsim provides you with visual feedback about their coverage radius. There is a bidirectional associativity with lighting design applications like relux and dilux. The properties of lighting fixtures are used by the rendering engine to provide you realistic visualizations. A typical high-rise building has very critical services which require careful coordination. Numerous clashes are found between various disciplines while the building is under construction. This unnecessary delays the project schedule and results in wastage of time and money. AECOsim has a valuable clash detection tool which enables you to track all the clashes between various disciplines during the design development stage. That is well before the construction actually even starts. That is why it is said that doing a project on a BIM platform is as good as building it twice. In this tool, we create two sets of elements which are defined by different colors. The software processes all the clashes between these two sets of elements and provides you a clash report. This report gives you a comprehensive information of each clash in the project, like the name of the elements which are clashing, the coordinate location of each clash, and whether you want to assign a particular clash to a particular consultant to be resolved. As you browse through the clashes, the software highlights the clash in the view window for you. You can even export the result of this clash report to an Excel spreadsheet or to other file formats and share it with other stakeholders in the project. In addition to clash detection, AECOsim has additional features like model review and creating markups. You can even print your models to a 3D PDF output and share with your clients. Your client would be able to open and navigate the model of your building by simply using Adobe Reader. This is a unique feature that Bentley has through the integration of MicroStation and Adobe Reader since more than 10 years. AECOsim has inbuilt Luxology rendering engine that provides you real-time preview of realistic rendering of your model. You can turn on or off the settings like environment variable, solar effect, and other interior lighting effects and see the result in the preview window. Here is a sample animation that has been created using Luxology rendering engine. We will just walk through the parking towards the building and then fly around the building. Please see some sample renderings done in AECOsim. Thank you for your time.